on.
He had said it many times that is going to lay 1 billion bricks. At first, he said by 2030, but I can see he has shifted this time horizon to 2050. This 20 billion you make available for borrowing, I don't know where can you tell me where you got that from so I
There's
can follow
actually
up?
there's actually a video. I can inbox if I get it. I can
Okay,
inbox it to you. Yes, it's actually
no
mentioned it.
problem.
It's
No
not even
problem.
long. Less than 6 months ago, he mentioned it.
No,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. Then also I've got DAVs, funeral services. I've got advertised that through Daremachinda. They're giving loans as well. I know borrowing in Zimbabwe is very tough because of the credit crunch, because of the RBZ tightening monetary policy. The interest rates are elevated. They dropped them from 35 official bank rates to 30%. That's it. That's it. You know, which is slight. So the borrowing market is very tough at the moment. Also, before I go to attack the topic, people will tell you, oh, no one wants to invest in Zimbabwe. But the World Investment Report of 2026, which was done by the United Nations Trade and Development Organization, said Zimbabwe was number one among its peers in Southern Africa, and in Africa. We got a billion FDI coming into the country. Obviously, most of it is going to mining. Mining is the area where a lot of money is coming in. So this notion of saying no one wants to invest in Zimbabwe, it's in your head. There are people who are making a lot of money there investing, coming in. Yeah. Then I'll go to the topic unemployment and poor leadership. Look, that link is remote. You cannot say, unemployment is caused by too many things, even external forces, especially for Africa. There are so many reasons why the levels of unemployment are very high. One of the most important things is we should not forget about the historical circumstances. Before 1890, there was no issue like unemployment in Zimbabwe. The land we call Zimbabwe today. There was nothing like that. Unemployment came in when the white people came and took over. Then that's when we started having these issues about the unemployment. During before 1890, no one was unemployed. I don't want to go to other things which were never there, like landlessness, like homelessness, or poverty, or starvation. It wasn't there before 1890. It only came with colonialism. And to say unemployment is caused by only poor leadership, it, it can be part, but there could be other external factors like geopolitical tensions which are happening in the Middle East there. And people imposing sanctions on a weak nation like Zimbabwe. So you can't say unemployment is just caused by poor leadership. That's a poor analysis. It's pedestrian and shallow. There are so many.
ukwabhendo handisi kuda kukanganisa line of thought yenyu, but while it's muri kusubmita, I want you also to give us what you think are some of the, because hapana zvinhu pazvinganzi zvese zviri 100%. Hapana patingamaka economy you are a very good economist. Hapana patingamaka economy yedu 10 out of 10. Saka whether uchati wewe iri 90% kana 95%, I want to hear your 5% where you think this economy can be improved or can be changed. Right, I will unmute you.
Okay. Look, Africa and Zimbabwe in particular, what we are talking about Zimbabwe, they have a fragile economy, or economies. We've got infrastructure deficits like power. For me, poverty in Africa is one of the most important poverties in Africa. Roads, water. Most of our people rely on rain-fed agriculture. 70% of Zimbabweans rely on agriculture, and most of it is still backward. We need to improve that. We need to ameliorate against the weather, the vagaries of weather, by putting a lot of land under irrigation so that we don't rely on rain-fed agriculture. And we need to mechanize our agriculture. The plow was brought in by the white men in 1890. It revolutionized our agriculture, actually. But we can't continue using the plow and the harrow. We need to mechanize our agriculture. And we need to move a lot of our people out of dependence of agriculture so that we move up the value chain. Manufacturing creates more value. Let's make sure all our resources are value added in Zimbabwe. Let's not export our job. Let's not export our profits. Let's not export our taxes. Let's rely on what we have: indigenous resources and indigenous knowledge. Let's harness them to reduce imports. Importing is destroyed Africa. We are importing everything, and our economies are weak with weak currencies and the exchange rate volatility. So there are so many, and poor governance, obviously. I can't leave that one. Poor governance is exactly there. There is poor governance in Zimbabwe and in Africa. There is. But we can't always say it's because of governance. No. Some of the problems Africa is facing today in Zimbabwe is historical. Now, Karl Marx is becoming more and more relevant today. We had forgotten about him, but I brushed my reading, and I came across Karl Marx, and he's pregnant. The problems Karl Marx talked about way back, probably it was the 18th or 19th century. Africa is still facing the same problems, like exporting low value labor services and ecological value, which benefits the rich north. So there are so many, it's a conundrum. There are so many problems. And to solve them, the only way is to have internal looking solutions. We have to look to ourselves in Zimbabwe, not to rely on the outside world. And one of the things I've always said, and I'll continue saying it, let's reduce imports. Okay, now I'm about to finish. Let's design waste and pollution out of our economy and implement circular economy. And we must make products which we can use and raw materials which we can use repeatedly. And let's regenerate our natural systems. For Africa, the circular economy is a must. It's a matter of survival, not to save Earth. I'm happy that in Mutoko there is a bioeconomy industrial park where we are going to produce diesel and cut import of diesel per annum by 300 million. You know, cooking oil can be processed into diesel. Old tires can be processed into diesel. Waste can, let's do circular economy. That will save Africa. It's a necessity. It's not a matter about saving. Oh, we want to reduce the greenhouse gas emission. No, for Africa, it's a matter of survival. So there are so many ways we can help Africa and stop this anachronistic model of development. Oh, the West must come and invest in our countries. Where are the investors? No, it's not going to happen. We've been waiting for this since independence. Some African countries got their independence in the 60s. Nothing happened. No Swedish company came to Africa to set up a big factory. Never. They all take your raw materials, you know, and you are shipping your profits, you are shipping your taxes, you are shipping your jobs as well. So let's value add and beneficiate what we have. We've got a natural competitive advantage so that we keep the jobs in Africa. That's the only way we can kill unemployment. Thank you.
Yeah. Emanex, I would like to respond to Bento. Honestly,
Just hang on there, Mkoma Shumba, Mkoma Charumbira Monopida. Don't worry. I'll bring you in. Don't worry. Mkoma Bendo, according to your submission, you touch so many things there, and I heard you, and like I want to quickly ask you on the last portion of your submission when you say, let's forget about the West as investment. Trust me, Mkoma Bendo, I worked on some of the projects for like Wall Strive, Masiwa, and those guys. Those are just African guys who got billions. So we still believe that there is so many black people who can invest in Zimbabwe. But now, as you say on that section of your submission, when you say, of course, we need to improve our governance system, I'm hopefully that I think you touch on some of gatekeepers we are having till today in the government who are not doing what they are supposed to do. Again, the industry itself in Zim, are you satisfied that all the sectors, because there are so many sectors of industry, are you satisfied that all sectors are covered by our local investors, or they just cover or push one side of the other sector? Because I think that's the other issue which we need to look into. If all sectors of industry are covered, textile, construction, so many to mention, you are the guys who understand that language better than me. Can you help me to understand how can all the sectors of economy can run so that charumbira anondobata kune imwe port, padare ondobata kune imwe port, tax ondobata kune imwe port, John Babisho ondobata kune imwe port, something like that? How can we reach that point, Mkomape?
Look, I can see your concern because our economy lacks diversification. You are right. It's more primary production, that's agriculture, which supports 70% of the people. Then mining, which gives us 75% of the export receipts. We need to diversify. In the past, like in 1992, 95, we used to have 4,800 and something export competitive products, and now we have got about 400. Although we are coming up, there was a time when we never had metal bashing, but we have now with Manise coming up, and there was a time when our textile and clothing industry collapsed completely, but we can see Dave White coming up slowly at Chebutu and Kadoma, and even Bata. I read a story about Bata in terms of our and leather. Bata is coming up now, employing 1,000 people directly and 400 indirectly. And they have increased their capacity utilization from 27,000, from 20% to 42% now. And they are angling to have capacity utilization of, say, 65%. And also with Bata, the advantage is in the stable currency. They created it themselves, not me, and the stable macroeconomic environment. And they are also supported by a renewed demand for local shoes in Zimbabwe. So we need, yes, to ensure that our economy is well diversified. That's why we need to improve on infrastructure. Yeah, like I've already said, that there's a big infrastructure deficit in our country. We need to improve on our governance. we also need to improve on even our just the name of the country in terms of what can I say? We need to spruce up our image as well, so that we continue to attract more and more capital. But the best thing is whatever we have at the moment, like lithium, is a game changer. If we can maximize value from lithium through government intervention, we can use this money to support other industries like what you are talking about. The government has to play a key role here. So let's take advantage of our natural resources. Let's capture more value out of our natural resources. And whatever we are getting, we should use this to prop up other industries, to give them incentives, to give them incentives so that we are okay on things like the leather industry, textile and clothing. At the moment, our heavy industry, 60% is agro-based, but we need to go into this area. So we need more revenue for the government, and the government must come up with incentives in those areas we are talking about. I can't say which type of incentives, but there has to be incentives for people to invest in those areas. That's all I can say at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mkoma Bendo. Let's go
Ndipinde hangu
to
ndakumbira
Vacharumbira. Mungapinda zvenyu
Thank you.
baba.
Thank you.
Pindai.
Thank you. Yeah, Bento. I really, when sometimes people they need to agree to disagree at some point because time and time again, you guys you just come up with my propaganda because if you say some of the problems that we have are historical. What do you mean? Are you saying they are historical because the system or the economy yachikurana yacho tairambidzwa, so we don't know, so we are not capable to run the economy correctly, so understand kuti historically hatina kumbenge tichibvumidzwa kuti tinge tichirana ma-economies enyika. So based on that, is justified mukaona tichiita ma-problems atikusangana nawo, or
No.
are you
I didn't
blaming?
say. I didn't say. No. I didn't say the history is about us not being allowed to run our economy. No, don't quote me wrong.
Yeah. So what
If
are
want,
you saying
you
when
can.
you say when you say historical problem? Historical. What do you mean? I want to understand that part first.
Okay, what I'm saying is we have what we call the rich global north and the poor global south. The rich global north has continued to implement an equal exchange of value of the labor of the south and ecological values of the south to enrich themselves. What they do, they turn us into just the raw material providers because they are very powerful, militarily, politically, whichever way you can say. So when you are reduced to just the extracting minerals and the transport to the port, we're not going to grow because what you are doing, we're exporting our jobs to Europe. You see,
Yeah. No.
we're exporting our
No. That's fine. I got a point. So now.